Hello and welcome to Livigno and the start of this year's Swix Ski Classics. Expanded this year to 9 races, and this is where we start here this weekend in northern Italy on the Swiss border here in Livigno, and it's an all-new era for the Swix Ski Classics. For the first time we're going to have a team time trial, the Pro Team Tempo, the Prologue to be followed by the Classic, the 35-kilometre Classic La Scambeda on Sunday. But this is all new territory really for this event, which started in 2011 really properly, but has seen massive expansion, all new kinds of records broken this year in terms of participation, in terms of television broadcasters who are interested in our event here starting in Livigno. And it really is a fascinating new dawn for this wonderful event, the long distance cross-country ski championship. Here's a look in terms of the course here. It's a fairly flat one, as you would expect. We're trying to encourage quick cross-country skiing here in the Prologue. Let me get you to talk us through this a little bit more, Anna-Karim, because you were actually out on the course, part of the course yesterday here in Livigno. It's a fairly flat one, but the altitude this weekend is going to be something for the skiers to deal with, something they're not used to.
Yes, for sure. It's today we have a rather flat course, and I will be surprised if we see skiers that are using kickbacks. Maybe some of the ladies, but I guess that most of them will only go double poling today. And the altitude is, we are on 1800, which will bring a little bit more difficult to this race. But we will see it more tomorrow when they are climbing up to 2100.
Here's confirmation then of the start list. We're just about to get ready then here, a mass start for this 15-kilometre time trial. New dawn really for the Swix Ski Classics, headlined by the defending women's bib holder Sarina Bonner, the 3-time former champion, the Swiss from Team Coop. She's partnered by Annika Lufström, who was signed in the summer. She used to be with Team Ski Pro-Am. She's very, very promising at Team Coop, very strong, particularly throughout the team, but they have a couple of excellent female athletes. Also the likes of Christina Roberto, very experienced from skistart.com, Bergslagen. And then as you look down, the likes of Rita Lisa Ruppinen as well, lots of long distance experience for her. And then as we look at some of the other riders as well, Marta Karset as well from Team United Bakeries, who are the defending team champions. As well there, the likes of Adela Budikova from Team Pioneer Investments, who are Lukas Bauer's team. He's team director. He's got high hopes for his team, particularly for Adela in this prologue, that she can pick up some valuable results for that team.
Yes.
Here we are then, ready to go then. A new dawn for the Swix Ski Classics, the Prologue for the first time, a team time trial. A mass start for the women here. Russian marathon team Yulia Tikhonova, one of the participants here, readying for the start. It's 2 laps of this Prologue track here in Livigno, 2 7.5-kilometre loops for them. Before we get the men getting underway in an hour's time with the 3-minute intervals between pairings. But this is a mass start. Christina Roberto from skistart.com, Bergslagen, very experienced. And there is the defending women's champion, Sarina Bonner, 32 years of age now, 3-time former winner, and 3rd on the other occasion in 2012 here at the Swix Ski Classics. What a track record she has. Guy McCree and Anna-Karin Stromstedt here in the commentary box with you in Livigno. Good to have you with us. It's all about to get underway. Breaking new ground at the Swix Ski Classics as these top women get underway. And let's start for this 15-kilometre prologue, the team time trial. All new, first time we've ever had this, part of the expansion of this event to 9 races this year from the 5 or the 6 that were scheduled, 5 that we had, for instance, in 2014. Visits great places over the next few months after Christmas, but we start here in the very picturesque location of Livigno. And Anna-Karin, you mentioned when the skiers were warming up that double poling was going to be the order of the day here, a fairly flat track, and you can't shake that impression, can you, really, that is going to be what they're going to be relying on, both the women and the men here?
But it looks like, I mean, it's rather flat now here at the start, but it looks like they are double pulling, most of them. I don't see Annika Löfström from Team Coop. I guess that it will only be Serena Boner from Team Coop today.
Here they are then in the early stages of this prologue. 2 laps, as I mentioned, 2 7.5 kilometre laps of this prologue course. And the men to get underway in a more traditional time trial. Those of you who follow your cycling through the course of the year will be familiar with how that'll work. Have each of the teams, in terms of their ranking from last year, separated by 3-minute intervals. But more on that to come later. Focus here for the moment on these top women. Back there towards the centre of town here in Livigno, this duty-free haven, it has to be said, over the years. It's funny actually, my parents came here a number of years ago, Anna Karin, and they got fond memories of what they managed to pick up, as well as their skiing that they enjoyed as well. But no, it's got a lot of history, this place as well, for people of all levels to be skiing.
Yeah, it has, and Livigno is actually a great place to go to for skiing, and I have been here many times for training camps before season starting, also in summer, and it's a great place. Great atmosphere, great food, great people, and of course the shopping is also great here. So it's a really nice, Livigno is definitely a really nice place to be at.
It's a great place to start off this year's Swiss Ski Classics as well. The Escambeda to follow on Sunday morning, that 35-kilometre classic technique. I suppose maybe we're presuming a little bit of knowledge here at the start of the year as we see them in the early stages. Anna Karin, just talk us through a little bit in terms of cross-country skiing, what they're doing here in terms of the basics of the technique. Because you talk about double poling that they're doing here in classic technique. For those of you, those of you maybe wherever you are in the world watching this, don't know so much about cross-country skiing, talk us through a bit about the key factors, the key things in cross-country skiing that are different maybe from alpine, for example.
Yes, as we can see here, the girls are double pulling when they're just standing and not using their legs. Serena Boner here, she's actually using grip wax today. And now when it's quite flat, they will only do double pulling. But when it's a little bit more hilly, they go using both legs and arms. And we have 3 different techniques. And unfortunately, I guess we will only see 2 of them today. But tomorrow we will definitely see all of them.
You mentioned the wax. That's something that often confuses people a little bit. They can understand classic technique because classic technique is a little bit like running or walking. I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that, but in terms of introducing people, that's what it is. But when you mention Serena is using grit wax, explain that to us. I suppose the difference between waxes, between grit wax, kick wax, the difference for those who don't know.
You put a glider under the whole ski, and then you have a zone where you put kick wax. It's maybe 40 centimeters of kick wax, and the ones who's just double pulling today, they don't have any grip wax under the skis. But basically, it's the same that when you are doing alpine skiing, then you also have this glider on your skis, and we use the same or maybe different kind of gliders, but that's what you put to make the skis fast.
Serena Boner was so dominant that she'd already wrapped it up before the Ski Classics final because her results were so good through the early races. But she's got some competition here this year. Maybe it will be a little bit tighter as it goes on. A lot of other good female cross-country skiers in the field this year. You can see Boner there taking up her position in second. She just seems to be in cruise control here at the moment. It's very comfortable, the Swiss.
Yes, she has been on second place almost the whole race now, and I guess that she doesn't want to. She wants to have as much power as possible for tomorrow's race, and she knows that she will have an advantage from the other ones due to to the altitude here.
Here are the timings then at the moment. Katharina Smutner still leading the way, the Austrian from the defending women's champion Sarina Bonner of Team Cook, Team Silvini Matsus, Smutner representing new signing, along with Stanislav Rezac this year for the ski classics. And then also saw there Tatiana Menima as well, the Estonian from Team Futura, in third spot on that timing. Coming towards the business end then now of this time trial. All the key protagonists there taking up position. It'd just be interesting to see who makes the first move here.
Yes.
And when they look to do it, Anna-Karin.
I'm a little bit curious about Adela Budikova here. She looks like she has been, her pace has been quite low anyway, but feels like she's up to something. Holly Brooks, she has been at the last position almost the whole time, and I don't think that she will win this race. Sarina Bonner is definitely one of the favourites.
The all-important thing is getting the best, time, isn't it, overall, not losing too much time, particularly for someone, as you say, like Holly Brooks, who's for Team Santander. She'll be looking at Sarina Bonner, a key rival in the team competition, and thinking, well, I might lose to her, but I've got to give the guys a chance later. If I don't give up too much time, it gives us a chance heading into the men's team.
Yes, she's doing her job today. She knows what to do, and she's doing it great.
And 35 minutes, not long to go now. In the scheme of things, they've put in the hard work. It's still Tikhonova leading the way at the moment.
But it feels
with Bonner in third place right now.
It feels a little bit like the pace is increasing a little bit now. We only have 3.5 kilometers left to go, and they are trying to make the positions a little bit better.
And moving around again, as you say, not long to go now. This women's team time trial. Who's going to make the big first move? They're still pretty much in position at the moment. Coming around now. Just see our helicopter overhead as well, providing you with the majority of your shots as well. Reminder, of course, you can watch live streaming of this as well wherever you are. www.swixskiclassics.com and on the app. We can both Anna-Karin and I can recommend the app as well for this year, available on the iPhone but also on Android as well. A few weeks ago, an Android smartphone. Download the app, free to download. Gives you lots of information as well on the participants this year, on the courses, the venues, as well as the opportunity as well to live stream the races. So if you're not at home, you can still, when you're out and about, to follow the action through this season.
It's a little bit more people gathering here around the finish line now.
Yeah, we're almost going to have to stand up here in the commentary position to see them, because everyone's in front here, away from what you're seeing at the moment, but our commentary position is right by the finish line. Not long to go now before these top 6 women get to that position. Who is going to prevail here in this women's team time trial? As you said, it broke up pretty quickly in terms of the participants into this group of 6. It was 7, wasn't it? And then it became 6. They've pretty much been with each other throughout the rest of the prologue. And now, where are the moves coming from?
Then we also see how hard it is to follow. When you lose the leading group, it's so hard to keep up the speed.
Yeah, and they're way back. I mean, we'll look to have a look at them as we go on. But I mean, that's the thing with time trialing. You can lose people off. I mean, if they're so far back, then they just simply, they simply don't need to finish in a sense. But I mean, there are those 20 points that are given to the skiers as well. And for those who are going to be involved, maybe going for the women's bib, they'll still want to pick up the 20 points, won't they? So, but as you say, they're a long way back now from this key group, the lead group of 6, who have been following, understandably. Because these are the ones who've been making the moves in this time trial. Still at the moment, Yulia Tikhonova, the Belarusian from the Russian marathon team, who's leading the way at the moment. Katarina Smutna, the Austrian from Slovenia Matsus. Also see there in shot wearing 14, Adela Budakova, will be very impressed with the Czech from Team Pioneer Investments, who's still right in the mix here, as is the defending women's champion Sorina Bona. Anticipation, the excitement building here as we get into the death throes, the final stages of this time trial. Sorina Bona has looked very comfortable throughout. Where are the tactics now? These lead skiers who've played a game of cat and mouse with each other, really, through these 40 minutes. All to go for. It's breaking up now, isn't it? We've got these 3 at the front. They have started to make a move, and it's a telling move as well, isn't it, Anna-Karin, from these 3 leaving the other 3 in the group of 6 behind.
Yes, and now Sorina Bona wants to show that she is strong here in Livigno. And Yulia Tikhonova she has done a really good race, being in the lead the whole time.
Adela Budakova and Tatiana Manima now being left as they come down into the finish. Sorina Bona there involved, of course. Who is going to prevail in this time trial? They're coming up now towards the finish, this first ever time trial in the Swiss Ski Classics. And it looks like it's going to be Katarina Smutna who's going to get this one. Sorina Bona, they're through to the finish with Yulia Tikhonova. Katarina Smutna winning the sprint finish to win there in 40 minutes and 16 seconds. Sorina Bona, the defending women's champion, in second, and equal timing with Yulia Tikhonova of Belarus and the Russian marathon team. They're the top 3 finishers. Was a very good ski as well for Adela Budakova of Team Pioneer Investments in 4th. And then in 5th, Tatiana Manima, the Estonian from Team Futura. It's Team Santander's Holly Brooks, who rounds out the top 6, that lead group of 6 that we mentioned, Anna-Karin. They made the move early on, got out in front, and good power there from Smutna to win it in the sprint finish.
So tell us about the race, Katarina.
Wie war das Rennen?
Also ich glaube, das war für uns alle ein bisschen Einlaufrennen für morgen, weil morgen wird ein bisschen schwierige Bedingungen, kommt Schnee und so weiter, wird hartes Rennen und ja.
She said it was a good race, it was a little bit preparation for tomorrow, and she's happy for the win, yeah.
So what do you think now about the team's position and the men coming later today?
Also das ist schwierig zu sagen jetzt. Man muss warten nach Männenrennen. Muss man warten, ja. Schau mal.
We will have to wait and see. It will be a tough race as well for the men. Yeah.
Nice for her historically to have won the first women's team time trial in Ski Classics history for Smutna, which she did there in that time of 40 minutes and 16 seconds, 0.6. Yulia Tikhonova given the second place on review ahead of the defending women's champion Sorina Bona, pushed down to 3rd. Adela Budakova, good race from her, from the Czech of Team Pioneer Investments in 4th, and then you can see the likes of Manima, Brooks and Ermashina and Christina Roberto in the top 8, as well the other skiscart.com Bergslagen rider Maria Rydqvist in 9th. And then you can see right at the back there, Lise Plango, Sigrid Ors. Well, I mean, she was in as a guest. I mean, a part-time racer. Maybe weren't expecting so much from her, and that gives, I suppose, the guys from Lise Plango quite a lot to do overall to get back involved going into the men's prologue. Here are the Russian marathon team, who are starting off. Ivan Arteev, there alongside him, Andrei Chutarev. These are the ones who are lining up in this team time trial, and Alexei Javoshkin, as well, who's got lots of Ski Classics experience. Just the 3 of them here, the likes of Alexander Leglov and Maxim Yulekzhanin, been doing quite a lot in the FIS World Cup races, so there's talk that they may well come down for La Scambeda to participate in that tomorrow morning, but already actually been doing quite a lot of skiing over the last couple of weeks. They're participating in both the World Cup legs. They were involved in Ruka and in Lillehammer as well. So maybe just the opportunity to Anna Karin give other members of the Russian marathon team the opportunity here to take part in the race.
Yes, and I hope and I actually think that we will see some of the other guys like Vilichan tomorrow on the start line.
It'd be great for the event because I mean you've got gold, silver medalists from Sochi. Back at the start now, another team to begin. It's Team Leaseplan Go. Petter Eliassen, the Norwegian there, Stian Hollegard. He's possibly a bet for the youth bib. Very talented 23-year-old. Alden Nagaland as well. Christopher Callison, who's the current holder of the youth bib. He held off Badal of the Team United Bakeries last year. It was a very closely fought contest, and there you can see there as well the 4 of them in wide shot. Got a lot to do overall. Because Sigrid Aas, well, we said that she not racing regularly. She was 5 minutes 24 seconds back from Katarina Smutner by the end, so these guys have got an awful lot of catching up to do to give Leaseplan Go an even better team time trial result at the end of things, but capable of doing that. I mean, there's a lot of quality in that team.
Yes, definitely, and they know what they have to do today. And the skiers it's good skiers. I mean, Christopher Callison, he won the overall youth bib last year, and Stian will also try. His biggest goal this year is to take the youth bib. And
he was 3rd last year, wasn't he? He was third place overall, Stian, for the youth bib. Yeah,
and Petter Eliassen is actually a quite interesting name this year because he has basically been out on the FIS.
30 seconds then for the team here. Real bond about this team. They've been out here, what is it, for a week or so at altitude as well. They really get on well, the team, and fascinated to hear your thoughts on them. Once they've gotten underway, Anna Karin, you know quite a lot of this team pretty well, the backroom staff that are involved. See there, 31, Morten Pedersen, super talented. Alongside him, the team director, Oscar Sverd. Jimmy Jonsson as well, and Bill Impolo. They're the 4 that are getting Team Coop's men's team time trial bid underway, trying to build on Soraya Bonner's success. They've just got great depth and a great mixture of abilities for me throughout the team, and maybe that's why I'm thinking this could be the year for them to win the team.
Yeah, that's actually also what I'm thinking. I know that they have been training really hard. They have been out in camps and they have good mood in the team, and for sure they want to be the best team.
The penultimate team to start then in the time trial after Team Coop. It's what were Team Centric of last year, now Team Santander, a new title sponsor, and so much experience in this team as well. You saw Jiri Arlin and the Aukland brothers as well. Anders Aukland is here, involved in this team, wearing number 21 there in terms of the bib. Underway, Andres Nygaard as well makes up the trio, sure to be among the mix again. Team Santander in the team competition, and indeed in the main yellow bib as well this time around. Where do you set them up overall? Because I mean, if you look at Anders Aukland's brother as well, I mean, we were talking about it in the lead up to this. I mean, they're older. Final team to go, the defending champions at the Swix Ski Classics, Team United Bakeries, memorably winning the blue team bib in last year's edition. You can see here the 3 that have been tasked with beginning things off. It's the defending yellow, the men's bib champion actually, Johan Schulstad there in the middle, Tora Bjorset Bedal, and then outside of him, Øystein Pettersen. Who are the 3? No, Jon Christian Dahl here actually.
No, he had a hard training season during the fall. Had a lot of sickness, and he's here training. He doesn't know if he's going to start tomorrow either, but anyway, he's happy that he can be here, and hopefully we'll see him tomorrow. He lost quite a lot of training, so it will take maybe some more months, and at least after Christmas.
Team Futura, meanwhile, have taken the lead overall. They've just finished. Those two. Just two actually ending up. Of course, they had a whole group of skiers out. But there's Nicola Morandini, formerly of Team Coop, who's finished across the line there. So Team Futura now putting the time that is there to be. Moving on through this time trial. All the teams now have started, including the defending champions, Team United Bakeries. I was saying Dahl has had his problems in the pre-season in the training, but I mean, they have so much quality in the rest of the team. Frankly, they don't miss him because they've got so many other good skiers. Team Coop, well, still in the course of their time trial.
Oscar Svärd was in the lead, and now he's Jimmy Jonsson is taking over the position.
The big thing with them is actually, we talk about tactics. I'm not sure how much we've seen of it really so far, let's be brutally honest, but maybe we're going to see a bit here, because I mean, these guys have got a little bit of history in terms of that team time trial we mentioned earlier that took place in Östersund last year. They were involved in it, in the team that won, so they've got a little bit of knowledge they could have drawn on there as well.
Yes, definitely, and they have tried it before, and also it's a team with 4 people who is they know that they can follow each other. They don't have 1 or 2 guys who will finish 2 minutes after, so they would definitely try to hold the group and do some tactic running during the race.
Stanislas Rezac here, just 2 left. They've certainly, I think, used some tactics here. Still going there alongside him, Thomas Jakubek. Going through now, the leaders heading into the men's team time trial after the women's. Katrina Smutner winning there. These 2 going through. Interested to see what time they post here.
The tracks are still looking really good.
They're beautifully groomed, aren't they?
They are.
A very good job, the organisers here. Said earlier, any sporting event, first year of it, I know they've got experience here. It's not like you're just bringing something here, but for the first time they've got La Scambeda and everything, but still, to bring the Swix Ski Classics here for the first time, they've put it on very well today here. Here are Silvini Madsus coming through, the 2 of them that have been left, coming through to the finish line. Expecting here a new quickest time from these 2, and it's not going to be the case. Team Futura, at the moment, still leading things. Maybe a bit of a surprise there. Fallen off a bit in terms of the pace. Only 2nd at the moment. Here's the Russian marathon team. The 2 of them now crossing the finish line. Alexei Devoshkin and Ivan Artev are going to be the ones who get the registered times for the Russian marathon team. 2 male finishers required. And they are finished up, but they do have some other, as you mentioned earlier, some other good skiers to come in. Maybe for La Scambeda on Sunday, definitely for the races to come. The likes of Alexander Ledkov and Maxim Vilekjanin as well. The Sochi medalists will come into the team. Russian marathon team getting a good creditable performance in this opening prologue. As we look back again now at this plan go. There's 46 and 47, Stian Høllegaard. What's the role here of, for those of us not familiar, Anna Karin, the 3rd guy alongside? What's he doing that for those who are not, you know, clued up on cross-country skiing so much? What's his role?
He's telling the team how they are doing out in the tracks. They got some information from Team Coop here, I heard, and here his role is basically to inform them how fast they need to go, and if they are in the lead, if they are second, or what they have to do.
It's valuable, isn't it? I mean, it's something again that happens in cycling. I mean, in Formula One motor racing, obviously they have team radio and everything. It's not possible to do that at the speeds they're going at to go round with them. But yeah, you can see here the bigger teams, a little bit the infancy, the development of some team tactics. This is the fascinating bit in cross-country skiing. The bigger teams are starting to do this, starting to see the potential on the evidence of what we've seen here this morning in Livigno. Plan go here along with another finisher, Andrei Chiterev, who's just trying to get those 20 points for his individual position from the Russian marathon team. He's crossing the line, gets his 20 points, but we're really here focused on Lisplan Go to see how they finish up. Olegard and Eliasson just crossing the line now. 6th in the rankings overall for them.
Hitler Eliasson with the best time, 34, 33.
They had an awful lot to do, of course. Sigrid Ors last way back in the 12 to 5.5 minutes back, almost in the women's race. Had an awful lot to cover to catch up.
Yeah, they had to go extremely hard, and on this flat course, it's not so much to do. Actually, you have a high pace, but you cannot go 3 or 4 minutes faster than the others and than the other teams. It's impossible.
Back with Team Cook, the leaders at the moment. Sorana Bonner finishing third, but not giving up an awful lot of time, and it put these guys right in the mix. And you get the sense they have been building up to this prologue for many weeks now. Putting together the tactics they've been looking to employ. I'm sure they'll review it. Some things maybe have worked better than others, but it doesn't matter overall if they're going to win the thing. I mentioned that they've had slow starts in the past, and maybe that's cost them in the end in terms of the team bib competition. But this year it looks like they're going to make the best possible start. Team Coop, in terms of getting the valuable win, the points, 200 points on offer to the winners of the prologue for the winning team. Gives them the early advantage in the race for the blue team bib. Antoneda Pedersen and Bill Impola are the ones who are going to do it for them.
And these two guys, they have helped each other through the race the whole time, and that was their tactic to have a good pace the whole way. Sorana Bonner did a good race, and they definitely had a chance before the men start to win this race.
This is going to be interesting now. United Bakeries here now up to 4th through the 3rd split. Just, what is it now? Just a couple of 3 teams now left out on the course. Here are Team Coop again. So the major guys coming through now to the finish. The Swedish outfit. Impola and Pedersen cross, and they are the leaders now. That's a very formidable effort. We kind of expected it from them, from Oscar Sverd's team. Looking like they are posting the time that is going to be good enough to win this inaugural team time trial, this prologue here in Livigno. Going to be very tough to beat that combined time that these two, along with Sorana Bonner earlier, they put together. Formidable team, and they've shown it here this morning.
But they had to do a fast race. It was, and as we saw now when they came to the finish, they were not out on a normal training. They had to put some effort to this race, and they knew that they were one of the favorites to win this prologue.
Team Santander now, formerly Team Centric, the two of them who have been left for a while now. Jiri Arlin was gotten rid of, was moved off fairly early on. The other two, Anders Auckland and Andres Niergaard, have taken it on from then on. Look to have been reasonably quick around the course from what we've seen of them. But the all-important time is going to be coming up soon for them. because they started a few minutes later than Team Coop. Therefore they'll be finishing very shortly, to be followed by Team United Bakeries. Got to say though, Anna Kari, looking at the numbers at the moment, it's looking like Team Coop's race at the moment overall. Yes, these two can do something pretty special.
It does. And when we have seen these two skiers that has been the first in the teams, it has not been one of the favorites to tomorrow's race, except here, Anders Aukland, because he's definitely going to try to win tomorrow. And like Jimmy Jonsson and Oskar Svärd, they dropped off. And also Team United Bakeries, they still stick together. So it is different kind of tactics from the teams, for sure.
Now, we've seen a bit of it, as we say, but there's evidence of more to come, isn't there? So it gets staged more and more. You've just seen Oskar Svärd cross the finish line. Meanwhile, you don't pick that up on your pictures. We just crossed in front of our commentary position. Team director of Team Coop, because he wants those 20 points, because in terms of the rest of the competition, he'll have his hopes. The team director still very good indeed, he is. He's a three-time former winner, of course, of the Vasa Lopet. He was 10th overall last year. He was top 10 finisher, so wanted those 20 points, why not? Meanwhile, Team Santander, the two of them are coming through to the finish line here. And you can see that they're going to be second by the looks of it here.
Yeah. They did. This has been a fast race for them.
Go under 35 minutes, well under it, under 34 and a half in fact, that they're going to be clocked at here. Into second position, as we mentioned, Team Coop overall looked to have been too strong across the two-time trials, but still very good for the team formerly known as Team Centric. Anders Aukland and Andreas Nygaard getting a good result there, building on Holly Brooks' performance earlier in the women's team time trial. Therefore, just the one team left out there to complete the defending team champions at the Swix Ski Classics. They of course get to hold that on their bib, on their outfit, the bib logo through the year. The honour of doing that.
And you see Johan Kjølstad is not in the group anymore.
Yep. Bit more tactics there again. I mean, they've maybe employing a similar tactical setup to what Team Coop were doing. Problem they've had, as we've mentioned a few times, is that in terms of the combined scoring, they are well back really, and they're not going to be in the top two overall. Seriously doubt that. I think it is going to be Team Coop and Team Santander who've got the top two locked down. Where, in terms of the damage limitation for the defending champions, what are they going to manage here as they are coming through? Bjørset Bedal and Øystein Pettersen charged for the defending champions. We're bringing it home. As you say, Johan Kjølstad, the defending men's champion, the yellow bib holder, has dropped off. Did his work earlier on, presumably. Just these two left out. Final stages of this inaugural prologue at the Swix Ski Classics. This brand new concept for this race, for this event this year, being held in Livigno here in northern Italy. First event of 9 in this expanded calendar. Long distance ski cross-country championship. Coming towards the end of this opening stage. What do Bedal and Pedersen have here as they approach the finish line in front of us here in Livigno at the end of this 15 kilometers? The defending team champions aren't going to win this inaugural time trial, but where do they finish up? Crossing the line there, and they are 4th overall. That's not a bad effort, is it, in terms of recovering the position after the women's team time trial. They take 4th overall here in Livigno after the prologue.
Yes, definitely a fast race from Team United Bakeries here today. They knew that they couldn't do so much after the women's race, but they look happy. they did what they wanted to do, and the tactic was definitely to have a fast race.
ad andare in pista con questa squadra.
They've recovered some ground there for sure. Ending up in 4th spot. Decent opening to the title defence because this prologue has all been about that. In terms of beginning the team competition, we really begin the individual bibs on Sunday with La Scambeda, the 35-kilometre classic technique. In terms of the points, it's the best possible start for Team Coop for Moskosveld's men and women. 200 points they will get for that. Team Santander will have 170. These guys, the defending champions, start off with 120 points for finishing in 4th.
Cari amici, penso che abbiamo quindi ora la classifica finale definitiva di questo.
So today's winner of the Team Tempo Trial and the Prologue here in Livigno, Team Coop. Oscar, tell us about this race and the team.
Yeah, Serena did a great race first, and then was up to us, and when I'm not myself had the best day, then I'm happy to have these other strong guys in the team, and yeah, especially Martin and Bill was amazing strong today, and yeah, now we are in the lead, so of course I'm really happy. And I know it's 9th race during the season in Ski Classic, but today we are the best team, long distance team in the world, and I'm really happy for this.
Martin, tell us about the finish with you and Bill at the end.
We just worked very good together, keep up a good speed, and hope to set the best boy time, of course. But Baker is so strong as normal, and I don't know how much second they was in front of us in the finish, but I think it's pretty close.
And Serena, what do you think about the guys in the team today?
These guys were great today, and the combination is the victory, so we're really happy with that.
And Bill, how do you find the start of the season in this way?
Yeah, it's really nice to start in this way, and the body feels good today, and I'm happy to get on the start line tomorrow.
And what do you expect for tomorrow's race?
It's hard to say, but I will do my best tomorrow.
And Jimmy, what about your day today in the race?
Yeah, I tried to keep with Bill and Morten for as long as possible, but on the second loop behind the water there, I thought that I'm just in the way now, so I let them go away and do the rest of the work when I was done for the day.
But what do you think about this kind of competition?
Yeah, it's really fun. For us, so it's a pretty big team with both boys and girls. It's really fun to be in these team competitions.
And tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be tough, but we really look forward to it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So with me here I have Team United Bakeries that came 4th today. Øystein Pettersen, Johan Kjølstad and Tore Bjørseth Berdal. So how was the race today, guys?
It was hard and it was fun, a lot of fun. Great tracks, great scenery, and a great team. We worked hard together, and we made a game plan yesterday, and we followed it through. I think our plan was to start off in a medium pace and see how it goes. And it went okay. I think we had almost the same pace throughout the race. Many teams died a little in the last 5K, I would say. So it was good.
So what do you talk about during the race?
We didn't talk so much. Øystein was very strong today, so mostly we were trying to calm him down. We didn't talk that much.
But do you get a lot of feedback during the race?
Yeah, we get feedback around the whole round, so we know exactly how fast the other guys was racing. So when we was racing the second round, we heard that we was in front, wasn't we?
I think we were 2 or 3 seconds ahead of Team Coop after one lap.
Yeah.
And then we kept it, I think, pretty much the same until the highest point in the lap, and then after that I think we gained maybe 10 seconds towards the finish line. But it's a big advantage to start behind, because then you could control your pace, not start too hard, because you know how fast everyone else is going, and if they are starting too fast, then you could just let him kill himself in the altitude.
Have a look at the final results then from the team prologue overall there. That's it's not the complete result overall. As you can see there, Team United Bakeries, if you just isolate the men's, as they mentioned, Øystein Pedersen and the rest of them, they win it overall. But that's just the men's section of it. It doesn't combine the two results. And in terms of the points, it's this together with the women's results from earlier. And Team Coop have taken the 200 points overall. In second place, Team Santander get 170. Russian Marathon team in third, and then Team United Bakeries, the defending champions. Looking at some of these other results here, Daniel Tunnell, we just heard from. He's of course the only skier there because Ricard is ill. Just an all-male pairing. That team has been all about breaking new ground here today in Livigno. This first team time trial at the Swix Ski Classics. These were the guys who turned it round for them, overcame that small advantage as Silvini Matsus. They dropped away a little bit in the men's race, and Team Coop taking advantage. Very solid, Morteneda Pedersen and Bill Impola crossing the line there. Yeah, again, the Team United Bakeries guys will say they won the men's, but it's not the point really. The Team Coop boys did what they needed to do. Overall, that is the result that matters. There it is, the final results. 200 points for Team Coop in the blue bib, the team competition. Team Santander in second place, 170 points for them. The Russian Marathon team in third, and then the defending champions, Team United Bakeries, in fourth. And they all get points actually going all the way down there, and you can get much more information on those points going all the way down right to the end, 25th. We don't actually go that far, but they all get points, and more information of that, of course, on the official website. This is the presentation ceremony. You'll get used to this over the coming months. Familiar procedure, flower ceremony for the teams on the podium. The Russian Marathon team here, as I mentioned, third overall in this inaugural team time trial. They get 140 points. All of those guys, of course, who finished getting 20 points in the individual bib competition as well. And getting their prizes. Bronze medals for them, third place. Good start for this team as well, Anna Karim, because we mentioned that they've got new investment. They've got some good skiers as well, some to come, the likes of the Sochi gold and silver medalists Alexander Legkov and Maxim Vilegjanin as well to come into this team, and a good start for them to get on the podium immediately here in Livigno.
Yeah, definitely. And it will be interesting to see what the other guys in the team, how many races they will do in Ski Classics, but interesting team for sure.
And they are one to follow, because we talk a lot about United Bakeries and Santander and Team Coop as well, but I think over the course of the Ski Classics, Swix Ski Classics season, I said this already, they might not win overall, but they've got skiers there. They're on the podium today, for example. They can cause a bit of a shake-up over the course of the next few months for sure. Got the quality there in the team and to come. We wait to see whether the likes of Legkov and Vilegjanin compete in La Scambeda on Sunday, or whether indeed we see them in the new year, but they're sure to compete at some point and strengthen this really good-looking team.
Yes, it's a team that you don't actually know where they are. Team United Bakeries, Team Santander, Team Coop, they, you know which capacity they have, and this is more interesting to follow.
Yeah. Team Santander now up as well. It's nice to see different teams on the podium as well, because Team United Bakeries, defending champions, they're not on this podium. They were fourth at the end of the day, so it's nice to see others, like the Russian Marathon team, upsetting the established order. It's important. It's nice to see that as well. But Santander doing a good job. Holly Brooks, first of all, and then the pairing primarily of Anders Auckland and Andreas Nygaard producing the results, putting them into second position overall, 170 points for Team Santander. They begin their Swix Ski Classics team bid in terrific fashion.
Cheese, wine.
Should give some of that to us. Good recovery food, or
yeah,
maybe
definitely.
not. Maybe for tomorrow after the classic. And here are the winners making their way up now. Being introduced, Team Cook, Swedish team, winners of the inaugural team time trial. And we say that team time trial because Sorina Bonner started it off in the women's race, and then principally Montenegro Pedersen and Billy Impola, with some help from Jonsson as well, bringing it home for Team Coop. What a team they look to be, and we said this year, is this going to be the year when they finally win the team bib, the blue team bib, after coming so close over the last few years? This is the start that they were looking for, the maximum 200 points from the Pro Team Time Trial. They are leading the standings early on. They are going to be formidable competition. A long way to go though, of course. Not least tomorrow with La Scambeda, which I'm sure we will see the likes of Team United Bakeries rebound there at them. But this team, I mentioned it already, Anna Karin, have got some excellent strength in depth there to go through the season. There we are then, the first event out of the way for this year's Swix Ski Classics, the first of 9, this expanded calendar.